Hi again, fellow unlicensed thinkers. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of things that are very related. And first I'm going to start with Dr. Ben Carson. Now, he's a very brilliant man. He used to do surgeries where he was separating conjoined twins and things like that. So absolute genius. The guy was wonderful. And he had this way of making decisions that he would go through that I think is absolutely brilliant and very effective. So what he would do is he had this grid that was basically just 4 squares, and you could write in each one of the 4 squares different things. So you could say, what is the benefit of separating these twins? What is the downfall? What is the negative of separating these twins? And then what is the benefit of leaving them together, and what is the downfall of leaving them together? So pretty simple, right? But that simplicity is actually quite beautiful and can be used with almost anything. So it's what is the positive of yes and what is the negative of yes? What is the positive of no? What is the negative of no? However you want to look at that. So before we get into that, if you could go ahead and hit the like button there. I can't quite reach it, and doing that helps me out in the algorithm quite a bit. Thanks. So today I'm going to relate that to victim mentality versus empowerment mentality. So what is the positive? What benefit do you get from having a victim mentality? What negative do you get from having a victim mentality? Now, how about an empowerment mentality? What positive do you get from an empowerment mentality? And what negative do you get from an empowerment mentality? Good questions, right? I'm not going to answer them for you. Exactly. This is the part where I go into a somewhat different topic, but you'll understand how it's related, and I will bring this back up at the end of the video. You'll put it all together for you. So, victim mentality versus an empowerment mentality. You can't have both at the same time. You can't say, I can do anything, I'm capable of anything, I'm strong, I'm amazing, and I can't do that. Or they're stopping me from doing that, or I'm prevented from doing that, or whatever it might be. You see, they don't really go together. So your subconscious mind, it understands I am powerful or I am not powerful. And anytime there's a disagreement, it brings up, or it causes dissonance. And dissonance brings up anger, resentment. You want to lash out, but you don't have anything to lash out at because the problem is within you. The problem is within your own mind. It's this dissonance between I am strong, but I am not strong. Well, pick one. Honestly, you'll be a lot happier. Even if you pick negative and you say I'm not strong, at least you know where you stand. Although I don't recommend that. But you go through that little chart and you say, what is the positive and negative of each? I think you'll agree that an empowerment mentality is absolutely the best. So when we have this dissonance, not only do we get angry, but we also don't do anything. We decide to not do anything. Like if I'm told, oh, you can't be in that position at work because you grew up poor. Well, okay, that sounds really crappy. I don't think I like that one. So I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna be empowered, and I'm gonna say, but I can have that, and that's my preference. But if I allow that dissonance to continue, and I keep saying, oh, well, but I'm strong enough to do any job, and I'm capable of any job, but, oh man, but I grew up poor, so they're not going to let me do it. Well, I'm going to sit there going back and forth, and I'm never going to actually take the action to either fully decide I'm not going to go for that raise or that that advancement at work, or I'm going to go for it. So I end up doing nothing. Now, when, probably you've heard this before, but when there's a bunch of crabs in a bucket, so somebody's out, grabbing crabs off the beach or whatever they do, they'll put them in a bucket, and if one crab starts climbing its way out, the other crabs will reach up and pull them down. Say, no, you don't get to do that. You need to you need to be down here with the rest of us. You don't get to leave. If we're not taking the action to leave, you don't get to leave. So there's a couple of reasons to really honestly beware of anyone who is pulling you back, who is reminding you of maybe a victim mentality that you might have or that you may have had in your past. And they want to do one of two things by reminding you of this victim mentality. They either want to control you, and so they want to tell you, oh, but you can't do that because of this, so now I kind of have this upper hand, or they want to justify their own lack of growth, their own lack of personal responsibility. They want to say, well, if I'm not doing it, I can't let them do it, because if they do it, then that means that I have to work on myself, and then I have to go do the hard thing. And so it's a lot easier for me to just say, oh, no, you can't do that, than for me to go through all of that pain and work and struggle to realize my own power, to take responsibility for my own position. So ask yourself, what do they get out of it? When someone's pulling you back down into that bucket, what is the benefit for them? Why are they doing that? Do they want to control you, or do they want to justify their own lack of growth? And so anytime somebody's saying, those people are preventing you, those systems, those whatever that are in place, that patriarchy, that racism, that sexism, that jerk boss, that I don't know, the systemic whatever system thing that is something, the family, the status, the class that you grew up in. Like, these are all things that people can say, oh, you can't do that because this. And then you start telling yourself, I can't do this because I can't do this, I can't do this. But you're then oppressing yourself. You're then helping them oppress you, and they're helping you, and then you're oppressing them, they're oppressing you, and it's this vicious cycle. Sorry, that got out of hand, but you know what I'm talking about. It's this vicious cycle. It goes back and forth. You're oppressing each other when you could be empowering each other. You could be saying, I don't care what town I grew up in. I don't care if I grew up in the poor end of town. You know what? If I want to be the CEO of that company, I'm going to go kick some ass, and I'm going to become the CEO of that company because I can, because I see the benefit of an empowerment mentality. And so that's where we come back to this chart that Ben Carson would use. And I invite you to do the same thing. Anytime somebody is bringing up a victim mentality, and I can't do this because of that over there, and anytime you point, that's where your power is. So I highly recommend you point this way, not that way. Because if I say, I can't do it because of you, I can't do it because of them, well, then you have my power. They have my power. When I say I can't do it because I'm not doing it, because I'm not taking responsibility for it, then I have the power, because I can say, you know what? I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start taking responsibility for it. That's when I have the power. So wherever that finger points, that's where your power is. Keep that in mind. And so that chart that Ben Carson uses, sorry, I've drawn over here. I know it's weird to point over there, but think about that. When somebody says something that wants to keep you in a victim mentality, no matter how nice it sounds, to point that finger somewhere else, or to let someone else take that responsibility, do that hard work for the responsibility, say, what is the benefit of this victim mentality? What is the negative of this victim mentality? What is the benefit of this empowerment mentality? And what is the negative of what is the negative of an empowerment mentality? And actually go through that, write them down, do 4 little squares, and put that in each square. Write it down. And you'll quickly find that your logical mind will engage and will start automatically reprogramming your subconscious to say, there is no benefit in a victim mentality, but there is huge benefit in an empowerment mentality. So you are the lion. Remember that. Point this way, not out there. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to hit like, of course, and share the video. Thank you very much, and have a great day.